Is this the best portable controller you can get? This is the PB Tails Choc 2. So you can see it comes in a really funky sort of iridescent box. Really like the packaging. I mean, there's not really any information on it, whatever, but that is the controller. So let's see what we get inside, shall we? So I've got one colorway over there and I've got a different one over here. And there is a reason for that, but I'll get into that very shortly. So we get a USB-C to USB-A charging cable. We get this, which is the Hello book, which is obviously your user manual inside. I really like the packaging, very sort of discreet, very cool. And this is the other controller. And this one, oh, look at the aesthetics of that. That is me all over. Like, oh, I love that. I mean, this one's cool as well, but this one's just freaking awesome. It's like a bit Tron-esque, like super sci-fi looking. Look at the design of this thing. It's just amazing. And look at this. Like, I love that kind of geometric pattern. And this controller is metal. Yeah, this is metal. It's got a metal housing. And so it's cold to the touch. And I think this is going to really take a beating because, you know, that is metal. But this one, on the other hand, is plastic. So this is actually like the plastic version. And they're, as far as I'm aware, they're about the same price, if not the same price. But this makes it super lightweight. So the plastic ones are certain designs. So I think there's like 3 plastic ones and maybe 2 metal ones or something like that. I can't remember, sorry. But yeah, so this one is the plastic one and it makes it super lightweight. So some of you might prefer that because that is really lightweight. This, I think, adds like 50 grams or something like that in terms of weight. But I much prefer this one. Like, aesthetically, it looks amazing. I mean, they're pretty much exactly the same, but it's just one's plastic and one's not. But for me, this one is where it's at. So, you know, enough rambling. Let me tell you the specs. So I'll go over price at the end, but this is compatible with PC, Switch, Steam Deck, and Raspberry Pi as well. So effectively, this could be your one-stop shop, like, portable controller. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like the best, like, main controller, just because, as you can see, it's got like Joy-Con joysticks, and it's very small, you know, like it's well, it's not tiny, but it is small. And I think this would be great as a travel companion rather than, like, you know, your main controller. So like I said, you can get it in either plastic or metal depending on, you know, which one you go for. It is wireless, it's got turbo, it's got various levels of rumble. Okay, Andy, it's got various levels of rumble, and it was and it also has gyro, so 6-axis gyro as well. So pretty much anything like that you would want. There's no macro or assignable buttons or anything, but you get this really unique design. So let's just sort of talk about that. So you get this really cool angular design, and you'd think, hang on, that's not going to be comfortable though, right? But you're wrong. Like, it actually is comfortable. Like, it fits perfectly. Like, this angle right here just fits right into your hands just there. And what I love about it is, depending on your hand size or play style, this, like the L and R triggers, they go all the way around the sides, and you can actuate from top press or right on the side as well. So anywhere you press this actually actuates that, you know, bumper there or trigger, whatever, you know. So I'm really happy with that, because when I first saw it, I thought, oh man, it's like all the way around. I bet you there's going to be a dead spot, or maybe like you can feel like a lever or something, but you can't. Like, you can't. And now I'm unsure if there is a lever that's contacting one button on the top, or if there's actually 2 different inputs. Not too sure. That will be like programmed to the same button press. I'm not too sure, because you can literally press it anywhere and it actuates, even right on the corner, and you've got the top press as well, and you know, it just works. Then you've got the L2 and R2 on the top just here as well, so you do have those. You've got a USB-C port, you've got your like sync button on the top, you've got plus, you've got minus, you've got screenshot, you've got home and turbo as well. Then you've got these like Joy-Con joysticks as well. You've got the face buttons, which are very reminiscent of the Switch, and sadly there's no D-pad. I'm a little bit sad about that. I would have really liked a D-pad rather than this kind of Switch style thing. I mean, it's fine, you know, it's not a problem, but I prefer a D-pad. So PB Tails, if you're, you know, watching this, maybe add a D-pad in one of these for me, please, you know? And I'm sure there'll be other people that want the same thing. And I really like this. It's continuing this really cool aesthetic, but you've just got a splash of purple in this one with your player number at the bottom. Now, obviously, this one is exactly the same, but it's much lighter, same buttons and everything, but, you know, it just doesn't feel quite as premium. And you know, it's still nice. Again, if you want super lightweight, this is where you're at, but this one just feels better. And this one has got less rattle. Like that. You can hear that rattling. That one's not rattling as much. So I guess the metal adds rigidity here. So yeah, that's really cool. I mean, the joysticks are fine. They go round fine. They've got the click in as well. But obviously, if these are Joy-Con joysticks, which they look to be, maybe you're going to get drift. I'm just saying that, you know, Joy-Cons always get drift, and it's because of the module they're using. So maybe if these are the same thing, maybe they get drift. Maybe you could, you know, put the Gula Kit Hall effect sensors in this, even though I can't really see a way of opening this unless you kind of like really jam it up, but you might damage it. So, oh, hang on. Yeah, you can. You know, I'm kind of prying that with my thumb, and you could open that up. So, you know, that would be possible. So yeah, if you're up for a bit of tinkering, maybe you could swap these out for the Hall Effect ones, or PB Tails, you know, maybe contact Gula Kit and get some Hall Effect sticks in there instead to, you know, give more longevity on this. But that's enough about that. That feels really, really nice in terms of the design and the aesthetics. I really dig that. Now, setting it up with my Switch was super easy. I literally just pressed and held that sync button on the top, and then it popped up as a controller, nice and easy. But does it wake from Switch? So let's press the home button, give it a second, it's doing its thing. Oh, and yes, it does. So you can absolutely wake from sleep. And it just feels like, you know, a Joy-Con, like that you're playing with a Joy-Con. And to be honest, I'd rather use this than the two Joy-Cons if I was just going to slip it into that little, like, you know, dock thing. Do you know what I mean? Where you use the Joy-Cons. This is just really nice. Like, it feels comfortable. It's just good, you know, like it works well. I've not had an issue with any of the button presses, and I've been testing this out for several days now, but it just feels good, you know, like, and there you go. There's your gyro as well. So the gyro works fine. I've not had an issue with that. All right, but how much is it? Okay, so in US and on the Amazons, at least, this is going for around $55, like full price. But I have seen it for $40. Now in the UK, I'm not too sure exactly what that comes out at, but probably like £35, maybe £40, something like that. Now, I think this is probably worth it if you are looking for something to use on multiple devices, or if you just want a really cool travel, like premium travel controller for the Switch, then this could, you know, be it, essentially. Again, if you want the lightweight design, go for this one, but I'm really digging the metal one. I really like the metal chassis. I really like the design. The paint and everything is fine. Like, you know, it's a nice coverage, and all the buttons work as they should. It's just a really cool small controller, but whether or not it's up to, you know, worth that price is up to you. But I think as a controller, there's nothing glaring that's like being an issue to me here, other than like not having full-size sticks. But on a travel controller, you probably don't want that anyway. So what do you think of the PB Tails Choc 2 controller? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd never seen these before, but I'm really happy that we got sent some over because they're really cool. I really dig these controllers. I think they're super cool. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And whilst you're there, go and check out one of our videos from me and AJ on the podcast channel, where we talk about all things gaming. Go over there and subscribe, and have another video from me and subscribe here too. And I'll see you in the next one.